Hello, guys, can you hear me? Yes, can you hear me or not? Okay, right. Yeah, so Kirtana, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Kirtana. So quickly, we'll just go through the class that we happened yesterday. Okay, so what do you mean by
Yeah.
a process?
A process is a program which is under execution.
What is the difference between multiprocessing and multi-threading?
Multi-processing is where there is a parent process which gives rise to a child process, and those two will run independently in different memory spaces.
Yeah, so each will have its own address space, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So what about multi-threading?
Multi-threading is it's like different threads running in the sharing the same memory space.
Of the parent, isn't
Of
it?
the
Parent in the sense the
okay,
main thread. That is the main thread which initiated the thread. There would be
okay,
one person. Okay, see, all these days what we did was we were running programs, right?
yeah, yes, sir.
All those are called as single threaded process. Means that process itself was only a single thread. That was a sequence of
Okay,
instructions. So it was only a single thread. So that thread will give birth to multiple threads now. That is the main thread. So all these days we had written one thread and that was a main thread. So main thread is what will give birth to multiple threads. But all those threads, multiple threads would run in the same memory space. Is that okay?
oh, okay. And parent thread will be one among those multiple threads, like
Parent thread
in
itself is
addition.
yes. It is again one more. It's a thread.
Uh,
It itself
okay,
is
okay,
we call it as a main thread.
okay, okay, sir.
Okay, it will be running parallel along with other threads.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, yeah, fine. So what else? What is the critical section?
Critical section is a resource or a memory space which is used by two different.
It's not necessarily a memory space. It can be any resource that has been shared by multiple threads or processes. Okay, it is not
Okay,
necessarily a memory. It can be a memory, it can be a file, it can be a network
okay,
or anything for that. Anything which is commonly shared by multiple threads or processes is basically, you can call it as a critical section or the part of the code, a part of a code that is accessing that common resource is basically called as a critical section. Is that okay?
okay, sir.
Okay, right. Okay, not okay.
Okay, okay, sir.
Guys, do you know why I'm actually asking Kirtan all these questions? Do you know why I'm asking these questions? Put that in the chat box if you know the reason. Kirtana, people are there in the session or not? To revise. Okay. Why, guys? Why don't you reply? Why don't you reply to my messages here? I don't understand this here. I'm asking you. What do you see here? Only Bhavana has replied. Then I should now call one by one everybody's name. I should call. Okay. Then only they will reply. My shit. This is really very irritating here. Okay, let me wait until others also reply. We'll call out each and everybody's name. Now the speed increased. If you guys were there in front of me nicely, I would have given tapa tapa tapa, I would have given for being so slow. Okay, right, yeah, correct. So see Kirtana, now everybody are messaging. Kirtana, did
Yes,
you
sir.
observe?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Why everybody are like this? Why they are not replying? I'm not understanding. I mean, guys, can you tell me why don't you reply at least? I don't understand the reason. I want to understand the reason first. Okay, so this is for revision. Okay, so finally people got to know it was basically for revision. Okay, then what else did we study yesterday?
Deadlock.
Yeah, what do you mean by a deadlock?
Like two processes said to be in deadlock, then a resource required by one process will be used by other process.
Okay,
And I mean, say process 1 and 2, we have one will be utilizing a resource which is required by process 2,
okay.
and process 2 will be requiring a resource that will be used by process 1. So both two processes will be blocked.
Use means what? How will it be blocked? If it is using, what do you mean by using?
It is taken for itself and the other cannot use it.
See, there are two processes. Okay, see, understand. This is important for understanding today's session. Today is all coding. You have learned the theory part. Now we do the coding. Okay, in today's class. So you should understand the theory part. So there are two processes. Okay, and then you have two resources like this. Okay, process one. Process one has all once this resource. Let me call it as resource one, and this is resource two. This is process 1 or thread 1, or this is process 2 or thread 2. Okay. So this process 1 wants to access this resource 2. Okay. But this process 2 has already acquired it. It means process 2 is using this resource 2 and has put a lock on this. It has put a lock on this. Correct?
Lock
Now,
on.
do you understand?
Yes,
It
sir.
has locked
Yes,
this
sir.
resource 2. Why it has put this why has this put this lock is because so that it has not completed its operation, and process 2 don't want any other process to destroy the state of this resource 2. You're getting, guys? Guys, are you getting?
Yes,
Kirtan,
sir.
are you getting? Understanding?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Meanwhile, before completing its operation, process 2 also, as part of its operation, it also wants resource 1. Okay. Now it will go and try to access resource 1, but resource 1 has been utilized by process 1, and on resource 1 in a lock has already been put by whom? Okay, by process 1.
Process
Correct.
1.
And process 1 cannot release R1 because to complete its operation, it is waiting for resource 2, which has been locked by process 2. Whereas process 2 is now waiting for resource 1 to be released by process 1, which has been logged it, but in fact this is waiting for resource 2. Did you understand this? This is basically called as
Yes,
what? A deadlock.
Deadlock.
This is a deadlock. Okay, no, where one process is waiting for the other process to release resources. Each processes have acquired one resource, and each are waiting for the resources to be released by each other. Kirtana, did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, guys, did you guys understand this? Everyone, put that in the chat box, guys. Put that in the chat box, everyone. Yes or no? This is basically called as a deadlock. Okay, having said that, what else did we study yesterday? What else did we study?
Producer consumer problem.
Producer consumer, yeah, fine. So producer will have to produce that, and consumer has to consume it. So it has to happen synchronously. So no, there should be a synchronization between the producer and the consumer. Correct now, guys? Kirtana, right
Yes,
now?
sir.
That is what
Yes, sir.
we are going to achieve today. Okay. Now, before starting off with the today's session, let me tell you how to create threads in Python. Is that okay, guys? How to create threads in Python? We have a thread class for it. I will show you, but I'm just giving you some inputs. Okay. So we have a thread class. We create object of the thread class. And once we create object of the thread class, we will call the start method of the thread class. Okay. And this start method will internally called one method called as run method. Is that okay, guys? Okay. So we will create, listen to me. I will put that in steps so that you understand and you will recognize these steps in the program that I'm writing, that I'll show it to you. Okay. First one is you have to create an object of a thread class. This is the first one. Okay. Thread class. You create an object of a thread class. Okay. Once you create an object of a thread class, what will you do? You will actually call start on this object. Okay. You create a object of a thread class. Will we write here? Create a object of a thread class, and then what do? You call, okay, that object dot start. You say object dot start. When you say object dot start, okay, this fellow will internally, we need not do it, this fellow will internally call whom will this fellow call? This fellow internally will call a method called as run, that we need not bother, it will do it automatically. Run method, same thing in Java also. Okay, so it will call the run method and he will know what has to be done. Is that okay, guys? Did you understand? Kirtana, you want me
Yes,
to
sir.
explain anything else? This is the basic. I'll show you the code.
Okay, sir.
Is that okay? Everyone okay with
Yeah.
that? Right? Shall we go to the code now, guys? Okay. Shall we? We'll run the code now. First one. Okay. So we'll go to 1.py. Okay. Okay. Kirtana, can you please tell me what is happening quickly in this code?
We are importing a module called threading.
Okay. Before that, first of all, okay. Did you see that I'm creating an object of a thread class? We'll see the parameter now later. Did you see that this is a thread class? I'm creating an object. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
This
I
is a
mean,
thread
thread
class.
is a class present within the threading module.
Yes, exactly. We'll see that later, but I want you to see the
Okay.
steps. So I'm creating an object of a thread class. T is an object. Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
And I'm calling that start method belonging to the thread object, which will internally call the run method. Is that okay?
Okay.
Clear? Not clear?
Clear, sir. Clear.
Only the steps, that's all. We'll go and see internally details. Okay? Now start from
Okay.
here. Now start from here. What is it?
Yeah. We are importing a module called threading.
Yes. To do multi-threading, we need to import a module called as threading. Is that clear, guys?
Threading.
Is that clear? Everyone, put that in the chat box. Is that clear? I'm going step by step. Okay, no? Okay, fine. Then what is the next thing that we have?
We are there is a method in threading
there's
called
a-
current thread.
Yeah, there's a function called as current thread function, which will give information about the current thread which is running. Have we created a new thread now? Did we create a new thread?
Uh, we have not.
We have not, but we have an existing thread because we are running this program. This program itself is a thread, no?
Okay, yeah.
This program itself is the main thread, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Its details would be printed. Okay, so each thread will
Okay.
have a name given. Okay, so using this get name method, I would be actually printing the name of that particular thread which is running. Is that okay, guys? Everyone okay with
Okay.
that? Put that in the chat box. If you are okay with that, just say okay. Right now, so I will print the current thread and I will get the name of the current thread. We will see what is the thread. Okay, fine. Then what is the next thing? Ma? Tell me, Kirtana, we have a function. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, let us not bother what is there inside this function for now. Just understand there is a function. Correct now, guys? There is a function
Yes,
here.
sir.
All okay with that? There is a function here. Okay. Now we are creating a thread object. Okay. We are creating what object, guys? Put that in the chat box. What are we creating here now? We are creating
Thread
a
object.
thread object. Okay. Yeah, we are creating a thread object, which is part of the threading module. Okay. To that, now, don't you think this is a constructor? It will call the constructor. It's a thread class. No, this will call the constructor. No, yes or no, guys? You must know this. I
Yes.
cannot explain constructor now. This is the class. How do you create a constructor? Human being and all. You remember? How did you create an object? You want me to explain it once again? Guys, you want me to
No,
explain
sir.
that? I think you guys will know it, no?
Yeah.
If suppose you have class human being, okay, blah blah blah, and if you want to create an object of it, what will you do? Okay, you will say obj is equal to
Equal to
hb like this, yes
okay.
or no, and you pass parameters to it if you wish to. Guys, yes, no, guys, tell me.
Yes,
You
sir.
know this, no? So similarly, what am I doing now? I'm creating an object of thread class which is belonging to the module thread, and for this I'm passing parameters. Basically, this is a thread object. Is that okay, guys? Is that okay? Right now?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, so what is the parameter I'm passing? Okay, first is it needs a target. It means, okay, listen to me carefully, guys. Target means as a thread. Okay, boss, when I'm creating a thread, what is that I have to operate? Which is that sequence of instructions that I need to actually run as a thread? Okay, so I am telling this thread object, see boss, your target to run as a thread, the sequence of instructions that you got to run when you become a thread is this function. Okay, which is that thread function. Guys, did you get what I'm saying? Okay, thread will now
Yes, sir.
listen what I'm saying. Okay, let me write a diagram for you guys for your understanding. Okay, now what happens is you are having a main thread which is creating another thread, correct? No, so this thread has to execute something, right? Yes or no, guys? It has to execute something, no? It has to run some part of
Yes.
the code, right? Now, what should I execute? Boss, tell me what is that I have to execute. You told me that thread is nothing but a sequence of instructions, right? Which is that sequence of instruction which I have to take care. Okay, so I'll tell him that sequence of instruction is nothing but so and so definition. Some function call I'll give him. Correct? No. So if I'm creating one more thread, I will assign one more function to him. Okay, so function 1 or function 2 and all that. So that is the operation that this thread will actually do. Okay, guys, did you get what I'm saying? Yes or no? So in my case, if I am creating a thread, okay, I am creating a thread over here, and to this thread, I am saying operate this function. This is what you have to operate as a thread. Guys, did you understand what I'm saying? Yes or no? Hello,
Yes,
yes,
sir.
no? Put that in the
Yes,
chat
sir.
box.
Yes,
You
sir.
understand? Okay. So for this thread, which is that sequence of instruction that this thread has to execute this function. Okay.
Thread
Okay.
function.
So the target is thread function. Thread, and just even this is an object, right? So just give the name of it, comma. Now we have to pass arguments to this function. No, we have to pass arguments to this function, right? Okay. So we will
Yes.
give that as a tuple over here. Okay. The arguments for this function would be passed as a tuple. Okay, so tuple, you know that's here, hello Subhash, comma. The moment it says comma, it means it is basically a tuple. So that will go and sit in str. Guys, is that okay? I'm just passing a thread, the tuple over here. Is that okay, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, not okay. Okay, now shall we now? Okay, shall we now? What is that? Run this code. Okay, before that, let us see what is this function doing internally. Yeah, can you tell me, Kirtana, what is running inside this now? Inside the function,
Yeah,
what is there, Kirtana?
it is printing. I entered into the new thread and it will print the current thread. What
Yeah,
to say?
so don't
Information
you,
about the current thread.
it means what is it in, what is that current thread now? Don't you think it is a new thread which got started?
Yeah,
Yes or
yes,
no?
yes,
This
sir.
was the main thread. This was the main thread. Correct? No. This did not belong to. Yes or no, Kirtana? This was a new thread.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Sorry, this was the
Yes.
old thread. This is the main thread, and then it came
Uh,
running here. Then what happened? It created a new thread for this thread. I mean, it still is not started. I'll tell you, it is not started. Okay, okay, guys, let us
okay.
stop here. It is still not started. Okay, I only created an object. Let us not bother. I told you, if you want to run a thread, what is it you have to call? You have to call t dot start. No, did I tell you this?
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
I told you in the previous slide that if you want to create a thread, what is it you have to do? You have to first create a thread object, and then you have to call start for method. Didn't I tell you that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that thread, that start method will internally call run. Correct?
Yeah.
Yes, no, guys, everyone.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
no. Okay. So that run method would execute this function. This run method will execute. So internally will be done. All this will be done internally. Is that okay? You will not be able to see, and you don't want to see also. It's not needed because thread will take care of, object will take care of all those things. Correct. So when that run function is called, this function would be executed. Okay. Right. So now tell me what is happening over here, Kirtana. I entered into a new thread and it'll say threading dot current thread. It means, don't you think this is a new thread information will be printed over here? Yes,
Yes, sir.
no, correct.
Yes.
The new threads information will be printed here. What is the next thing now?
My
Next name.
name is, and the name of the new thread will get
Name of
printed.
the new thread. Okay, then what is that? What is it saying?
I'm renaming my name to my first thread that will
Yeah,
get printed.
yeah, it will get printed, and I have to rename that. No, to rename we have another method
Okay.
called as set name.
Set name.
Okay, this is get name and this is set name. I will
Set
rename it
name.
to my first thread. Okay, it will give you some thread one or something which I don't like. I want to give a new name to that thread, so that I would say my first thread using the set name method. Is that okay? And
Yes, sir.
then I want to see whether it really got renamed or not. So that what will is that, what is that I do? I'll again call
We
threading dot
are
current thread dot get name, so that
get
it will
name.
give the new name. Is that okay? And what is this
Yes, sir.
thread actually doing? It is printing the value, that is, it will print hello Subhash how many times? 5 times. Yes or no?
Yeah.
That is
Okay.
what this thread is doing,
Yes, sir.
nothing else. Guys, is that okay? I just
Okay.
introduced how to create a thread over here, correct? No? So shall we revise this program once again, guys, so that you'll understand? It goes and sits in your head, right? So what is the first thing you have to do? It's very simple. Okay, you will have a main thread. You have to import threading
Okay.
module. Okay, and then you have to create a thread over here. To the thread, you have to give this target, like, which function is that I have to execute. Okay, you have to have a function. This is what the thread will execute. This is the sequence of instructions that the thread will execute. And for this function, you got to give parameters. That parameters can be given as part of your thread constructor itself in the form of args, which is nothing but a tuple. I'll show you how to pass multiple parameters in another program. So this is basically your arguments in the form of tuple, which will go to this, which will go and sit in this str. Okay, and then to start the thread, you have to say t dot start, which internally will call a function called as run. Okay, and then this will get executed. Okay, so get name is used to get the name of the thread, and set name is used to set the name of the thread.
Set the
And this
name.
thread is basically doing the activity of printing the str 5 times. Shall we run this code, guys? Just say run in the chat box if you're ready. Shall we run this code, guys? Okay. Yeah. Now, before running the code, Kirtana, what is the output that you're expecting? We'll compare that then.
All those print statements. I mean, I entered into a new thread and the information of
No,
the new thread.
before that.
Oh, yeah, we have two more prints over
Yeah.
there. Yeah, current threads, I mean, parent threads information, parent
Hmm.
threads name,
Hmm. Okay. And
then
then,
new threads information
okay.
name.
Fine, fine. Okay, fine. Is that okay?
Yeah.
It's a main thread. So it just got the name using get name main thread. I am entering into a new thread, which is nothing but thread one. Yeah, the name given by default is thread one. So my name is thread one. I am renaming my name to my first thread, and my new name is my first thread, and it did this operation and it terminated. No, the thread got terminated. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Guys, is that okay? The first thread program is done. Is that okay? Now I will show you one more way to create a thread. Is that okay, guys? It requires your inheritance knowledge. Let me see who can actually answer this. Guys, are you ready? Just say ready in the chat box so that we can proceed further. Are you ready? Just put that ready in the chat box. Okay. This is one way. What I showed you now is one way of creating thread. Next, I'll show you one more way of creating thread. And if you go to different companies, different people, different project might use different methods. So you must know all the methods to do it. Okay. Yeah. First one is, next one is 2.py. Okay. Now, Kirtana, can you tell me what is happening over here in this program?
So we've imported threading module.
First thing, what did I tell you when you're
Yeah.
creating thread in the first initial of the starting of the class? What did I tell you? You have to create an object of a thread class,
Create an object.
and then call start on that particular object. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Kirtana, yes or no? Be louder.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now, did I do that now? Did I create an object of a thread class?
Yes, thread 1 is the object.
Where thread one is object. Where is the thread class?
My thread class. It
This
is
is my
defined
thread
above.
class. But is it a thread class?
Oh, okay.
We need
No,
the
it's not a
standard
thread
thread
class.
here, vi1.py.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes,
How
sir.
did we create? We created here using the capital T, this thread class. This is the standard thread class, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Which has been imported from the threading module. Okay, so I told you have to
Yeah.
create the class of this thread class and then call start on this particular object. Didn't I tell you that, Kirtana?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Kirtana means the entire class. Okay, no. So I cannot say entire class. So I'll make use of. And if I'm scolding the entire class, I will not scold entire class. I will make use of Kirtana only. Kirtana is representing the entire class. Is that okay, guys? Happy? You're all okay? Let Kirtana be the guinea pig. Okay. Yeah. Now, Kirtana, you're okay?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Now tell me, is this the thread class? Yeah. Is this the thread
No.
class? No.
No.
But it
No.
is. But it is.
It is inherited from the thread
Exactly.
class.
Did you see that? Okay. My thread class is inherited from a thread class. Correct? No? Yes,
Yes,
or
sir.
no? Yes or no,
Yes.
Kirtana? Okay. Now
Yes,
tell me,
yes, sir.
Kirtana. Now tell me, Kirtana, if you have a class vehicle, okay, if you have a class vehicle and there is one class that is car which got inherited from vehicle, okay, now can't you say that car is a vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Therefore, if we have a thread class which is being inherited by my thread class, okay, my thread class, okay, now don't you think my thread class is a thread class?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? Correct? Is a
Yes.
relationship. Car is a vehicle. Okay, my thread class is a thread. Correct? No?
Thread
Yes
class.
or no?
Yes,
Right?
sir.
So that is what I have done here. Okay. So I told you that if you want to create a thread, you have to create an object of a thread class. But you can see that it is my thread class. Then you said it has been inherited from thread. When my thread class is inherited from the thread class, obviously my thread class will also be a thread. Yes or no? It has inherited all the properties of thread class. Yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
Guys, are you understanding? Kirtana, you are in some doubt.
No, 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 sir.
Are you okay? Did
I'm
you
clear.
understand?
Yeah.
Okay. When
Yes,
Kirtana is
yes.
in doubt means what? The whole class is in doubt or not. So you have to reply to me. Yes or no, guys? Yeah. So nobody are in doubt. Shall we proceed further? Yeah. Kirtana, tell no. Shall we proceed further?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell me. Now what is this?
A constructor.
A constructor. Okay. Now what is this inside this?
This calls the constructor of the superclass.
Yeah, so that all the initialization activity and all is done in the thread class also, correct?
Yes, sir.
See, in the previous program we did thread.1, correct? No, we did this. I mean, threading.thread. We did this, right? So then we call the constructor. So any initialization activity had to happen is already done by the thread class by default, correct? Yes
sir.
or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, but whereas in 2.py, because we are creating our own thread class and we have our own constructor, and if we do not call super.init, don't you think some initialization activity of the standard thread class would be missed? Yes, no?
Yes.
So it is
Yes.
our duty, though we have actually, inheriting from thread class, it is our duty to call the constructor of the super class so that everything normal activity of the thread would be initialized by the thread class so that we can proceed further. Correct? No?
Yes, sir.
Yes, no. Kirtana, you are in doubt.
Yes. No, sir.
You are not in doubt. Okay. Now, so we have self.str. So what is str containing?
The parameter which we passed, hello Subhash.
So what is that parameter?
Hello
It is
Subhash.
hello Subhash. Hello Subhash would be as a state of this my thread class. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, is that okay? Now, what is this run method over here? In the previous session, in the previous program, there was no run method, correct? But here we have a run method. So what is this called as? What is this activity that is called as here? Tell me.
Method overriding.
Exactly. This is called as method overriding. In the previous program, what happened was that, okay, we told the thread class, which is the function that you have to return. I mean, you have to call when you are creating a thread, which is that function you have to do. And this thread class took care of all those activity. Okay, no, our duty was only to call t dot start, and this start method of the thread class will call run, and run will be calling this thread function. All this is taken care by the thread class. Yes or no, guys? Yes, no? Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no, guys? Yeah, but here, because we are writing our own class and inheriting from the thread class, it is our duty to inherit the run method, I mean, redefine the run method and tell run what has to be done. Okay, not okay? Okay, not okay?
Okay, sir.
Correct? So
Okay,
what
sir.
are we doing in this? What are we doing in redefining is, tell me. I'm saying entering into the current thread, all these things. Okay, and then, okay, so yeah, what is it calling now, guys? Tell me, what is it called? Run method is
My
calling what
thread.
method? It is calling my thread, which
My
is nothing
thread.
but the function of this particular class. Okay, no? In the previous program, vi, in this previous program, we passed this thread function. We passed this thread function, guys, of this particular, didn't we pass thread class? I mean, sorry, thread
Yes, sir.
function. This thread function, calling of this thread function, who took care of it? Thread took care of it,
Thread
correct?
itself.
Okay, now, so inside run, this thread method has made sure that that run method will call this thread function, correct?
Thread
Now it
function.
is whose duty?
Yes, sir.
It is our duty. It is our duty to put inside the run method the function. Therefore, when we call the start method, right, it will also call the run method. Is that okay? Okay, okay. We'll start from here. Then I'll explain you more in detail. Okay. So tell me, Kirtana. So how does it work? Tell me from first. Which line will get executed first? This
It
line.
goes to the print. Here
Yeah.
is my
Hmm.
parent
Current.
thread's name will get
Yeah. So
printed.
yeah. So main thread will get printed here. Guys, are you all okay with this? Are you all okay with this, guys? Quickly tell me. Everyone. Quickly. Okay. Yeah. So parent thread would be getting printed. Okay. Next, what happens here, Kirtana?
We are creating an object of the inherited, the child class, my thread class.
Okay. Now, what all parameters are there? So here it has, what is that? So you have a constructor, we have a run method, and we have a my thread, correct?
My thread. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So what are you passing to that str now? Basically, what does this self.str contain?
Hello, Subhash.
Hello Subhash. How did you get this hello Subhash to this? Because it was assigned by this str, correct? No. So from where did this
Yes,
str
sir.
come into picture? This str came into picture when you are creating the thread using hello Subhash. Correct now, guys? Hello Subhash is the thread that you got created when you are actually calling the constructor. Are everyone okay with that? Are everyone okay with that? This line is over now. Constructor also got called, correct? Okay. Next, what happens here? Tell me. I am calling thread
We are
one dot
calling
start.
this
Correct now?
start.
Kirtana, I'm
Yes,
calling
sir.
thread one dot start. That is
Start.
mandatory, right? Yeah. When I say thread one dot start, okay. Is there a start method over here in this class? Is
No,
there
sir.
a start method in this class?
No.
There is no start method. Then what will happen? Will it give an error? Will this
It
give an
will
error?
internally call run.
No. See, you have to start method is there. No
Okay.
start method. I am saying
Okay.
call
Okay.
start method belonging to thread one. But where is start method in the thread one? There is no start method in the thread one. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So what will happen?
It will take the start method from the parent class.
Exactly. Okay, no. This start method will be in the thread class. That is your parent class. Yes or no? Guys, did you understand this? Okay, we are calling the start method belonging to the thread class. If it is not there in the child class, it has inherited it. No? Guys, yes or no? The thread, my thread class has inherited the thread class. Therefore, don't you think that that start method will be inherited, guys? Yes or no? Tell me, guys. Thread class
Yes.
start method will be inherited. No, everyone put that in the chat box, guys. Yeah, so that start method would be called, that inherited version of the start method would be called. Okay, now correct. So what will that start method do?
It will internally call run method.
Exactly, it will call the run method. Okay, no, but okay, so why did I redefine run method over here? Why did I redefine run? Because in the parents run method, we have not told which function or what is the code that has to be run. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
In the previous program, you see, in the previous program, I have told, while creating the thread function itself, I have told which is a function that has to be executed or which is the function that has to be run by the thread, correct? Whereas in this current program, did I tell that anywhere? No, right? Did I tell that, Kirtana?
No, sir.
No. So what is that we have to do? We have to override that run function, and within that run function, I have to say what is the activity that I have to do. Yes or no?
Yes.
Any doubt you ask me.
No, sir. No, sir. No doubt.
Pakka? Guaranteed?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, the moment you say one thread one dot start, inherited start function would get called, and that method would internally call run method, which is nothing but this. Therefore, inside this first, it will say entered into so and so thread, changing the name of the thread. I will change it to my second thread, and then after changing the name, yes. So printing, then I'm getting the name, and then this run method will call this function called my thread. So this will get run, and what is self.str? I think hello Subhash, right? So hello Subhash will get printed 5 times.
Printed 5 times.
Is that okay? Guys,
Yes, sir.
is that okay? Right? Can you please make a note somewhere so that you write down. First is always thread, create an object of the thread class, call the start method, and that start will internally call run method, and run will have the function that has to be executed by the thread. Can you please write that somewhere, guys, quickly? Guys, can you write that quickly? After writing, just let me know. Create the object of a thread class, call start method on it, and that start method will internally call run method, which must have the code that has to be executed by the thread. Okay, done? Guys, are done, guys? Yeah? Okay. Like, Kirtana, shall we go to the next one?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we will go
Sir,
to.
I have one doubt.
Yeah, ask me.
Like this start method, it is calling it, it will search in the child class, it will not get, so it will go into the parent class start method.
No.
And then from that start method,
when you have a method in your what is that base class, okay, and you have inherited your thread class from the base class, correct? No, so it is equivalent to you have inherited, it means it is part of yours now. Got it or not? Okay, because
yes, sir, yes,
the
sir,
start method you are calling it with respect to thread 1, okay, and the self inside the start would be your thread 1. So when I say thread 1 dot restart inside that start function, it will call this run method belonging to thread class, my thread class.
Okay.
It is inherited, it is part of your class now.
Okay, sir, got it.
Got it? Though internally, if you check out, the code would not be replaced, the code will not be duplicated, okay, but it will make use of yourself and it will call the run method.
Okay, so when from that start method a run method is called, it will look for the run method within the child class only.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
You're talking about base object, right? You spoke about
No,
the
the
base object.
child object.
What is it once again?
The same thread one dot start.
Here, okay.
When the start method is called, within that start method a run would be called.
Yes, correct.
That run would be of the parent class run or of the child class?
No, it is child class. No, because what is a self? What is self there? What is self? What is self is thread 1, right?
Thread 1 object.
Thread 1.
Yeah.
If suppose this run was not defined, if this run was not defined, then it would have called the run belonging to the base method. That is your parent.
Okay, sir.
Yes or no? If it is not there, okay, then let me inherit that also from the parent.
Okay, got it.
Okay, but that run we have not defined what to do for that run. Okay, therefore you will get some other output or something else. Say run is not defined or what to do, don't know, or something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, shall we move to the third way of creating threads, guys? Third way is something similar to the first method only. Guys, is that okay? Shall we move to the next one? Everyone, put that in the chat box. Yeah, okay. Third one is similar to the first one. Okay, only thing is we have got in a class concept, that's all. .py. Tell me, okay, Kirtana, tell me what is happening in the third method. First thing is what? Don't you think we are using a thread class over here directly? Kirtana, yes, no? We are using a thread method, okay, and to that thread we are passing the target. Yes, no? You are passing a target. So in the first one, it was directly a function. Okay, whereas now it is basically a method of another object. That's all. Okay, so we have a class here and we have a method of that class, and then we are just passing that particular method. You see in the first program, In the first program, there was no class or anything. It was directly just a function, thread underscore function. Okay. But in the third method, what I'm doing is I have put this function inside a class, and then that class I'm actually, that function is now I'm saying, boss, it belongs to a particular class. That's all. Rest is the same.
Okay, sir.
Is that okay?
Got it. Yeah.
I just
Yes, sir.
wanted to show you that even this is possible. That's all. That is the only thing. Guys, is that okay?
Okay.
Right? I'll run this code. Okay. Rest and all is same. Says, hello Subhash, how are you? From where did this how are you come, by the way? I've passed, how are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Two strings we are
So yeah,
passing.
Kirtana, can you navigate so that others will understand?
Yes, sir. First we are printing here is my, and then name of the current thread. I mean name of the parent main thread only.
Okay.
Then we are creating an object of the class we have created, my thread class.
Okay. So hello Subhash, right? So where does that hello Subhash
Yeah.
go and sit? It goes and sits in self.str.
str.
So
Yes.
thread obj will contain a state or a instance variable str, correct?
str. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
cool.
Then we are creating an object of the main thread class
Okay, yeah.
with the target as my thread function within the class we have created.
Okay, fine. Okay,
Then we are passing an argument to it within a tuple.
that is nothing but how are you, correct? Okay,
Yeah. Then we are calling start with the main threads object.
Okay, so
Internally run would be called.
Which run this will get executed, my thread, because you have given it over here. Yeah, so what will happen? So self and str. Okay, what is str, by the way, here? Which str is this? Okay, so this is the argument that you are passing to that function, this one. Okay.
Okay.
Yes
Yeah.
or no?
Okay. Okay.
Guys,
Yes,
I've told you when you're creating and you have to pass arguments to the function, right? That is this argument. How are you? So str will contain this argument. How are you? Is that okay, guys? Hello?
Yes.
But okay, I told you that in the
Yes,
first
sir.
program.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, then what happens? Entering into.
It prints entering into, and then we are setting the name of the new thread as my second thread.
Yeah, okay, then.
And we are getting the name of the second thread to check whether the name which we have set is reflected or not.
Okay.
And then for 5 times self.str, which is nothing but hello Subhash.
Okay.
And str, how are you? So hello Subhash, how are you will be printed 5 times.
Okay, this is self.str is this one, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, done. Is that okay? Guys, are you all okay with this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Shall we go to the next one? Okay.
Yes.
Now explain me what is happening over here.
Okay, we are creating multiple threads. So we have imported threading module.
Okay, we have imported threading module. Guys, from now on it's easy. Okay, you have already learned the basics of creating threads. Now we'll be working with multiple threads and running multiple functions and all that. Okay, yeah, fine. Tell me now, Kirtana.
Yeah. First we're printing the name of the current thread. That is the main thread.
This is my thread current thread. Okay, fine. Then
we're creating an object of the class run my code, which we have created.
How many objects are we creating?
Two objects we are creating.
Okay, 2 objects we are creating. Okay, fine. So what is that class containing actually? What does it do?
It has a my thread method.
Why my thread method? Okay, fine. So str, what is str? We'll see later. Okay, fine. It has some method and all those things. Okay, fine. Next. Okay, come to the next one. We'll see this from here.
Yeah, we are creating 2 more objects of the main thread class.
Okay,
we are objects of the main thread class.
Yeah, so 2 threads, right? Thread 1 and thread 2. 2 threads we are creating, correct? Okay, fine. For the first thread, what is the sequence of operation that you got to do? Sequence of instruction?
My thread function with thread object 1's reference.
Thread object 1 dot my thread, which is nothing but this one, isn't it? Belonging to thread object 1. Object 1's my thread, right? So are you passing any arguments to it?
Yes.
What is the argument that you are passing to it?
We are passing 3 arguments. I mean,
are we passing 3 arguments or 1 argument?
No, it's a list. It's a list.
It's a list. Therefore, this entire thing will become 1 argument, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Where will that go and sit?
It will go into str.
Okay, now str will be, so it will go to str, correct? So what will str
Yes, sir.
become?
str will, well, it will have a list.
It will have a list. Guys, till here, are you all with us? Are you all with us, guys, till here? str will now be a list. If you have confused, tell me so that we can recall once again. If you're confused, let me know. We'll explain once again. Guys, hello, are you all okay?
Yes, sir.
One second, Kirtana. I'm waiting for your reply. You want us to go through the program once again, or you're okay with till here? Okay? Okay, Kirtana, continue.
We are creating a thread2 object
Okay, we are creating
for
thread
the
2
same
object. Okay.
main thread class.
What is that? Okay, this one. Yeah, okay, then.
And the target function is thread object 2.mythread.
Yeah, so we are now creating my thread for the second object, isn't it? So we are actually telling thread 2 boss, you run the same my thread, but for a different object, isn't it? There are two different objects, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Kirtana, okay, not okay?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay.
And are you passing any arguments to it?
Yeah, we are passing a list.
Okay, we are passing a
As an
list, isn't it?
argument.
Now, what is that list containing? It is a list of strings, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Then what happens?
We are calling thread1.start.
Then
Then
we are having,
thread2.start.
so totally 2 threads would start running, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, if suppose thread1.start I call, internally this will call run method, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So if it calls run method, what will be the output? Tell me. If suppose I'm assume that thread 1 has started first, okay, so it will call this my thread function. It will start executing this, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Kirtana, yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Then tell me what will happen.
It will print entering into name of the current thread.
No, it is not printing name of the current. It is basically, yeah. So what is it setting? Okay, threading
it's
dot
setting the
current
name.
thread
Okay.
dot. It is setting the name, right? What is the name it is setting to? It is telling str of 1. What is str of 1? What is str for the current thread? That is for the first thread.
Yes.
This entire thing is str, isn't it? It's a list.
Yes,
this
sir.
entire thing. So str of 0 is hello Subhash. Str of 1 is what?
One is
Second thread.
how are you?
No, this entire thing is a string. This entire thing is basically,
Okay.
sorry, this entire thing is one string. That is
Okay,
str of 0. This becomes str of 1, isn't it?
1.
This
Yes,
str.
sir. Yes.
Guys, did you get that? Did you get that? It is basically a list which is containing 2 strings. That is hello Subhash, how are you? Is str of 0, the first string, and second thread is the second string. Is that okay? That is the second element of the list. Guys, is that okay? Hello guys, everyone,
Yes,
I'm waiting for your reply. Okay, yeah. So then what happens here, Kirtana? So I'm setting the name to what? Thread
Second thread.
I'm naming it as second thread. Okay. Then what will happen? I'm getting the name. So it should say entering into second thread, correct?
Yes, sir.
Entering into, and this will get printed. That is second thread, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what will it print 5 times?
Hello, Subhash. How are you?
Okay. That is what. Hello, Subhash. How are you? So who is printing it? Thread 1 or thread 2?
Thread 1 is printing it.
Okay. What will thread 2 do now?
Thread 2 will also be running parallelly.
It will run
No.
parallelly. Yeah. It will run, no?
Okay. But aren't they sharing the same memory space?
No, it is 2 different objects.
Okay.
They're 2 different objects, right? They're not the same object.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Continue.
Second thread thread 2 dot start is called.
Okay.
Which will call run method internally. And that run method will call thread object 2 dot mythread.
Okay.
With the argument, I am awesome. Thank you. Third thread.
Okay, fine. Okay, guys, shall we run this code? Shall we run this code, guys? Yeah. Okay. So what does it say? Here is my main thread entering into second thread. Hello Subhash, how are you? Entering into third thread. So both are simultaneously printing. As I told you, both are running simultaneously. Okay, without any synchronization. Correct? No, but both are running. Yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I told you yesterday group discussion example, right? That Akshata would be given time, and Akshata's time slice got over. Immediately it will be given to Danya Manoharan. Okay, so by the time she finishes, then again time slice will be given to her. Then it will start executing the other. That is, I'll give it to Akshata. So both of them will be running until the topic is over. Did I tell you this yesterday in yesterday's class how group discussion happens? So in the same way, so thread one started. This shows that the thread one started. That is the second thread got started. Okay, and by the time it printed, then the time slice was given by the CPU to the next thread. Okay, then it did some activity. Then immediately it was given to the first thread again, and then the second thread, and then the third thread, then the second thread, then the third thread. So this keeps happening until both of them completed its operation. Guys, is that okay? How it works? Okay,
Yes,
now you might understand how difficult it is to achieve synchronization in multi-threaded environment. Yes or no? And how important it is to achieve synchronization in a multi-threaded environment. Yes or no, guys? Yes or no?
Yes,
so we will see how to achieve that and all in some time. Okay, so let us now. Did you understand this? Creating multiple threads, everyone?
yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So what is the next number? 5, is it?
5.
5. Okay. Now let us see what is the problem here. Okay. We will, Kirtana, you explain now what is the problem here. Just go through. There is a problem in this piece of code. Okay. The same problem. Okay. So we will see what is happening. Yeah. Tell me, Kirtana.
We are importing threading and time module.
Okay. I'll keep
And
asking
then-
you question. You answer my question. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So guys, listen to the question. So this question itself will have answer for you guys. Okay. So the question is, how many piece of cakes are there in this program? Let me
1.
see. Okay, there is one piece of cake. Guys, put that in the chat box. How many pieces of cakes are there? Okay, only one piece of cake is there. Okay, so that object is how much now? Take my piece of cake. How many objects? What is the object? How many objects are there? Only one object.
One object.
Take my piece of cake. Only one object is there. Okay, no. So you have a class. Okay, now, okay, Kirtana, continue. What will happen now? Where is now constructor is there for this object, for this class?
Yes, sir.
Is there a
Yes.
constructor? Okay, so
Yes, we
constructor
have
is
a
taking,
constructor.
yeah, so where is this one taken? How is this
It
one
is
taken?
taken as the. It goes to the piece available.
Correct. No, yeah. When I say take my piece, when I'm calling the constructor of this class, so it comes to piece available. Yes or no?
Yes,
Piece
sir.
available will contain that. Guys, are you all okay with that? Piece available will be 1. Okay, right. So what is the variable? It is self dot piece available. So how many pieces are available for now?
1.
One piece. Okay, fine. Now, then what happens? Yeah, Kirtana, tell me here. How many threads are running in this program? How many threads are there?
2 threads.
2 threads are there. What are the names for those threads?
Thread 1 and thread 2.
Yeah, 2
That's
threads. One is
object.
thread 1. Yeah, so one is thread 1. The other one is thread 2. Correct? No? Okay. Now,
Yes,
if you see, both are sharing. Don't you think what is that both are sharing actually? Okay. See here.
The same
Both are
object.
trying to access the same cake. Yes or no, guys? Take my cake.
Yes.
Okay, see here, give to person is only one. There is only one object. Okay, and both the threads are trying to gain access into this object, give to person, and trying to call this method take my cake. Yes or no, guys? Kirtana, yes or no?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Only one object which is being, which is meant both the threads are trying to access this object. Agree, disagree?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what is it calling?
Take my. It is calling start.
No, it is, yeah, which method will it call? What is the sequence of
Take
instruction?
my.
Take my cake.
Take my
Okay.
cake.
Okay. Now assume I have created 2 threads. Now for each one I'm passing different parameters. Okay. I'm calling thread 1 will pass one parameter, and thread 2 will pass one parameter. We'll see about that later. Okay. Now, yeah, Reshma, correct. Critical section, correct. Okay. So now, Kirtana, tell me, we are actually calling thread 1 dot start and thread 2 dot start. Okay. So according to you, who will get started first?
Thread 1.
No, there is no guarantee. Okay, there is no guarantee that thread 1 only will start or thread 2 will start. There is nowhere documented that thread 1 only will start. It depends on your system load, but still, for our example, let us assume that thread 1 will start. Is that okay, Kirtana?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Now thread 1 started. Now what will it do? Tell me.
it will call run method
Okay, and then that run method will
internally.
call.
Take my cake.
Okay, what is piece needed? How much piece is needed?
It is
passed
1.
here. It is, this list is passed. Okay, this list no.
Okay.
This list is passed.
Yes, sir.
This list is passed. Okay, so this piece needed contains this one list 1 comma second thread. Is that okay?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
right. Now, so what is the current thread? I'm setting the new name to this current thread. That is thread 1. What is the name that I'm setting it as? Piece
Second
needed.
thread.
Yeah, so it is second thread. Name is done. Okay. So which thread is operating now, guys? Put that in the chat box. What is the name of the thread which is
Thread
operating
1.
now? Guys, everyone put that in the chat box. Which is the thread which is operating now? Thread 1. Very good. Okay. Now, yeah, thread 1. Very good. Now what happens here? Tell me. Yeah.
The name is set.
Done. Next.
If self dot piece available is greater than equal to piece needed. So self piece available is 1 and piece needed is also 1.
Piece needed of 0.
Yeah, and piece needed of 0 is also 1.
Piece needed of 0 is 1. Yeah. Okay. Then. So piece is available, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Piece is available for thread 1 now. Okay. Then what will happen? Then what happen?
Oh, 1 second. Something is hiding.
1 minute here. 0, which is nothing but this one. Piece needed of 0. That is 1.
Piece needed of 0 is 1. Yeah.
1, correct. So 1 piece given to
is given
1
to
name. That is nothing but second
given
thread.
to second thread.
So it prints, yes, one piece is given to the first thread, that is your thread 1. Okay, and then it will go to sleep. Sleep is a function of your time module which will sleep for 3 milliseconds. Okay, it will sleep for some time. Is that okay? Now, when it is sleeping, what will happen? Kirtana, tell me. Do you think what will happen when it is sleeping now?
The other thread will get its slot.
Exactly. So the other thread will start executing. That is thread 2. Okay. So the CPU will give its time to thread 2. It says, boss, okay, now thread 1 is sleeping. You can actually start operating. Yes or no, guys? Everyone okay with this? Is everyone okay with this? Okay. Now thread 2 will start. So when thread 2 will start, what will it do, Kirtana?
It calls the run method.
It calls the run method. Okay. That will internally
that
call.
In turn calls take my cake method
of
again.
The same object, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes,
it is the same object, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. And then, but what is the parameter that it is passing?
It is a list which has 1, comma third thread.
Yeah. So what is this piece needed? It is basically a list, no?
A list.
Which contains 1 and third thread, correct?
Third
okay.
thread.
Then it will come inside. What will happen after coming inside? It says threading dot current thread dot set name to piece needed 1. Piece needed 1 is third thread. It will set the name to third thread, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now self dot piece available greater than or equal to piece needed of 0. What is it?
Self piece available will still be 1.
It will still be 1, correct? And then what does it say?
Yeah.
What does it say?
The condition is passed and it will go inside it. It tells 1 piece is given to third thread.
Third thread. It says 1 piece given to third thread. Okay. Now tell me, don't you think there is a problem here? Don't you think there is a problem here, Kirtana?
Yes, sir.
What is the problem? How many pieces of cake were there?
Yes, there is a problem.
How many pieces of cake were there?
There was one.
There was one
there
piece
was
of
only
cake.
one.
Now the program says 1 piece is given to thread 1 as well as 1 piece is given to thread 2. Correct? Yes or no? Whereas there was actually only one piece of cake, but how was that given to both the threads? Don't you think so? That is a wrong thing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what is it we had to do basically?
Yeah.
Tell me. What could have been done? So this is called as critical section actually. This is critical section. You're getting it? This piece of code is basically a critical section, right? Where both the threads are trying to access this section. Correct? No? Right? So exactly. So what is that we had to do when thread 1 was sleeping? Okay, when thread 1 entered into this, we had to basically lock it. Correct? No?
Yes, sir.
Yes, no, guys. We have to lock it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, lock it, and then when he's sleeping, nobody can actually enter it. Some other thread will be waiting for unlocking it, and then unlock it over here. Yes or no? Okay. So first, shall we see the output of this program? Shall we see the output of this program? Yeah. So we'll see the output of this program. Okay, one piece given to second thread, so one piece given to third thread, and then both of them were sleeping for some time, and then they came out. Correct, no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So shall we see
Yeah.
the problem? How to overcome this problem in 6.py?
Yeah.
Guys, is that okay? Yeah. Vi 6.py. Okay. Now tell me what is happening over here.
We have one piece of cake available. Okay,
Everything
and
is
we are
same.
creating two objects. Yeah.
Everything. Where two objects? Only one object, no? Where two objects?
I mean, from the thread class, I'm telling.
Okay. So from now on, you should say two threads are created. Don't say two objects and
Okay.
all. You say two threads are created. That is that is
Okay.
understood.
Okay.
Okay. Two threads are
Okay.
created, which is accessing only one object. Okay. So the critical section is over here, right? So what is that we have to do now? We have to log this critical section. Yes or no? Okay. So
Yes, sir.
for that, I have created an object called as lock it. Did you see that? On this for this object, I have created an instance variable lock it. Okay, and then I have used lock. Okay, when I say lock it, I get a lock it object. It has two methods. One is called as acquire, means acquire the lock. The other one is called as release, release the lock. Okay, so it means when the thread one enters this particular critical section, that is this function, it will first acquire the lock. Means the lock is with the thread who actually entered into this function, and then it will do the activity. Okay, until it is sleeping or whatever activity it is done, no other thread can actually enter into this critical section. Okay, and once it finishes this operation till the end, once it completes all the operation, it will say release. The moment it says release, some other thread can actually get into it and acquire it, and then it can lock it. Guys, did you understand this
Yes, sir.
functionality, guys? Okay, so what is that you have to know? You should know how to use lock. I mean, this is the new class that you'll have to use, and you get an object of lock class, and then you are acquiring that and releasing it. These are the methods that you need to know. Okay, so different languages have different functionality, but only concept that you need to know is how to, I mean, you must know that there is something called as locking mechanism. Okay, no, so don't by heart the methods in different languages and all that, because I know, because I've been teaching, I'll be knowing it. But yeah, if you can by heart, it's good, but still you should know that there is something called as locking mechanism, is what I'm trying to tell you. Is that okay, guys? The entire program is same, only thing is we have added two lines, that is acquiring and releasing it. Kirtana, is that okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is that okay? So what should happen in this case?
Yes,
now
sir.
when thread 1 enters into this, okay, so tell me what should happen. Kirtana, start from there, from thread 1.
Yes, sir. Thread 1 is created. I mean, thread 1 dot start, which will call run, and run calls take my cake.
Okay, piece
And it
needed would be
goes,
one and second thread.
yeah.
Okay,
And
then
we have enabled the lock.
we have acquired the lock. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, then
Then we are setting the name as second thread.
okay,
Then we are checking if the piece available is greater than or equal to the number of pieces needed.
okay, so it is there, it is true. Piece available is one, no?
So yes, sir.
Piece available is one. See, we have initialized it here using one. Piece available is one, correct?
Yes.
So one is greater than or equal to one, so it is true, it will enter. So what will it say?
One piece given to second thread.
That is second thread. Okay, then what happens? I'm going, that is the thread 1 goes to sleep. Correct? Thread 1 goes to sleep.
And during this time, no other thread can be.
When thread 1 goes to sleep, who will try to access it?
The thread 2 might try to access.
The time slice is now given to thread 2. Okay. Now thread 2 will try to access this common object, but this object has already acquired a lock on it, on this method. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, guys, understanding or not? Yeah,
Yes,
Kirtan,
sir,
are you
yes.
understanding what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now thread 2 cannot enter into this because this method has been locked by another thread. Okay, so I'll not be able to. Thread 2 cannot enter into it. Then what happens? It will be waiting. Okay, so assume this time slice is over. So what will happen now?
The piece available number should be will get changed.
Yeah, what is that?
Piece available minus piece needed.
Piece
1
available
minus 1
was how
will be
much?
0.
1 minus 1 will be 0. So piece available will become 0, correct? So who is changing it to 0 now?
Yes, sir.
Who is changing it to 0?
Self dot piece available, thread 1.
Thread 1 is changing it, correct? No. So thread 1 took the cake piece and then it slept for some time and then it said it is making it 0. Thread 1 is making it 0, correct? No. Yeah, then what will happen? Then it says releasing it. Then it will release the lock.
Release.
Now what will happen? Thread 2 will come into it now because it was waiting for it. Thread 2 will come and thread 2 will acquire the lock. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and then it will set the name to what is that piece needed one, that is third thread or something, and then we'll check this
Thread.
condition. If self.piece available, that is 0 now. It has been changed by the thread 1, right? Now it is 0. Okay, so
Yes,
0 greater than or equal to piece needed of 0. What is piece needed of 0? Piece needed of 0 is 1 now, correct? No,
Is 1.
is 1.
Yeah.
But piece available is how much?
0.
Who made that as 0?
Thread 1.
Thread 1. Okay, so now this condition will fail.
Yes, sir.
Then it will come to the else part. Thread 2 will come to the else part and say no more cake
No more
pieces
pieces
available,
available.
and it will release the lock. Correct? No, this is the right way to work, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Shall we run this code now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you see that it was waiting for some time and it came out?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Guys, do you understand this concept, guys? Everyone? Hello, did you understand this or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, shall we proceed further? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Kirtana, tell me what is happening over here.
We are creating
How many
two
locks
objects of the lock class.
How many objects? I mean, just keep telling this. How many locks are there?
2 locks.
How many methods are there?
2 methods.
How many threads are there?
2 threads.
Okay, 2 threads are working. Okay, so now, okay, now explain. Now start.
Okay, we have created 2 threads.
First thread we have created through 2 threads and assume that first thread started working. Okay, first thread started running. Is that okay? So first thread will call which function?
Run function, and after it would call take book function.
Okay, we'll come to take book. Okay, then in take book what happened?
It acquires the lock 1.
Okay, and then it says locked database library database, correct?
Yes, sir.
It wants to take the book. The thread wants to take the book. I mean, someone wants to borrow a book. Okay, so it first wants to check whether the book is available or not, checking for book availability. Okay, and then it wants to, if the books are available, then it has to see how many number of books are available. Okay, so there are 2 operations happening. One is checking the database, the other one is checking for the number of books available. Is that okay?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a dummy program just to show deadlock. I've written it. Okay, so assume that there is 2 different modules here. I've just put a print over here, but assume that I've tried to bring in a deadlock, right? Okay, then what happens? Lock 1 has been acquired. Then, so this is one resource. Which one? The database of the book database is one resource. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Assume that this is one module or one resource. Okay. Then what happens? I'm putting one more lock. It is
acquiring the second lock.
Yeah, using the second lock, I'm checking the number of books available. How much is there? Okay. So first is I've logged the database. Then I'm trying to log the number of books available so that nobody can update that number of books available. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Guys, okay, not okay? 2 logs have been acquired. I mean, put there, right? Now, I mean, I'm trying to acquire here. I'm trying to acquire. I've not put, I'm trying to acquire. Here I've already acquired. Here I've already acquired. I'm doing this activity, and then I'm trying to acquire the lock on the secondary source. That is, I want to see how many books are available. Okay, and then once it is done, then I will release both the locks, and I'll say book is issued. Is that okay? Now, whereas assume now the second thread comes into picture. Okay, that is the second thread, which is nothing but returning book. This book is used to do the returning of the book. Is that okay, Kirtana? First thread is for taking the book, borrowing a book, and the second one is to return the book. Okay, so that thread started. So what will it do now? What will this fellow do?
It acquires a second lock.
It acquires a second lock on which operation, which resource? The counter, which he is trying to acquire for the second time. Did you see that? This fellow is trying to acquire the lock on the counter, checking for number of books available, which he has already acquired for the first time, logged books counter.
Okay, yeah.
Guys, I can wait for you until you understand. So understand this properly. Okay, here the counter, he has acquired it. He is trying to acquire the lock on the counter for the second time. Okay, I mean the second lock. He has already acquired the library database first time. Whereas this fellow has already acquired the counter first time, and then he's trying to acquire the database, updating book availability. Okay, so that one he's trying to acquire for the second time. Okay, which has already been acquired by the first one. Guys, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
We'll wait for others. Guys, you want me to explain once again? I can explain, but say whether you understood or not. Don't simply say yes. I can explain once again and again. I can explain. Let me know. Repeat. Okay, now cool. Now listen to me. You have to listen to me very carefully. Okay. Now, okay. So first of all, how many resources are there? Two things are there. No, one is checking for book availability. Yes or no, guys? Tell me that. Okay, checking for book availability. No. Yes, just answer me this. Book availability is there. Okay, so even this function also wants to make use of check book availability. Okay, and even this function is also seeing updating the book availability. That is one resource. Yes or no, guys? That is one resource, right? And there is one more resource. What is that? Counter, checking the number of books available. Here also he is also seeing the number of books available. So both operations are there in both functions. Yes or no, guys? Did you understand
Yes,
that? Okay. So thread one will make use of which resource first? Checking for book availability, whether book is there or not. He's acquiring a lock on the database. Yes or no, guys? First. Guys, first one,
yes,
first
sir.
resource. Okay. Now, whereas thread one will acquire the lock on which one? The counter, updating the books available counter. Yes or no? Right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, okay, Ketan, just answer my question, okay, so that others will understand. Okay. Thread one, assume that not assume, there are two threads over here. Thread one will now take which, will enter into take book, correct, Kirtana?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now,
Yes, sir.
it has already got the lock for the database, book availability. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
It has already got, because nobody else were using it, already got the lock, correct?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, assume the time slice was given to whom? Thread 2. By the time
Okay.
it executed all this, the CPU gave the time slice to thread 2. Guys, is that okay? Thread
Okay.
2. Okay. When
Yes,
thread 2 started, it acquired the lock on which one? Okay. The counter. This one.
counter.
Okay. Yes or no? Did you see that? Right? Who has acquired
Yes,
the
sir.
lock on counter now? Thread 2.
Thread 2.
But thread 1 has acquired the lock on the database. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now what happened? Now let us assume that thread 2's operation over. Thread 2's time slice is over. Now the time slice is now given to thread 1. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Again, it is given back to thread 1. Now thread 1 is trying to acquire the lock on the counter. Did you see that?
Yes, sir.
But who has already logged that?
Thread 2 has already
Thread
logged.
2 was already logged. Okay. Meanwhile, what will happen? The time slice will now be given to thread 2. Okay. Now thread 2 is trying to acquire a lock on what? The database, that is updating the book availability. Which one has already been acquired by?
Thread 1.
Thread 1. Okay. Now don't you think both are waiting for each one to release the locks?
Yes, sir.
Guys, yes or no? I mean, with lot of difficulty, I've tried to bring in some kind of deadlock, which is very difficult to achieve. Let me see if it is achieved or not. Sometimes it will achieve, sometimes it won't achieve. Tried my best. Is that okay, guys? Shall we run and see whether it is waiting? Now, did you understand deadlock situation, guys? Do you understand the deadlock situation? Okay. So to deadlock to happen, please write down somewhere. For the deadlock to happen, I mean, in real fact, pray in real life, pray that you will not get into such situation. But okay, but if suppose a deadlock has happened, it means there would be two processors trying to acquire not two different resources which have been logged using two locks. Guys, is that okay? Hello, do you understand this? For a
Yes, sir.
deadlock to happen, you must have two different processes, two different resources being executed, which is being tried to access by both the processes, and both the processes are logged on each other. Yes or no? If this situation happens, only deadlock will happen, else deadlock will not happen. I mean, most of the time it won't happen. Okay. So if suppose you're in your real project, when you're actually working on two different processes, trying to access two different resources with two locks, be careful. Is that okay, guys? And it's very difficult to come out of deadlock situation. Very difficult. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, having said that, let me run this code now. Okay. Python 3.py. Okay. First time no deadlock. Second time no deadlock. Oh, no deadlock is not happening, guys. Let me check once again. Deadlock happened. Did you see? Deadlock happened here. It will now not come out of the loop at all. It's very difficult to change the deadlock and all those. Guys, can you observe deadlock is happening here? Both are waiting. Okay, because time slice is not based on what I want. The CPU will decide whom to give time slot and all that. Okay, so if my story matched with this run, okay, 1, 2, third run it matched. So deadlock is happening. Now it will not come at all until we hard press or we forcibly stop this program. Guys, did you understand or not?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Yes, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine. So I have given a method to solve this. There is no standard method for solving deadlock and all that, but I put some conditions here, there, and I have solved it. Okay, I'll show you that. Shall I quit this code?
Yes,
Shall I
sir.
quit this code, guys? Yeah. Okay, so I'm just, I just pressed Control C and it got quit. Okay. So 8.py. So I did some here, there, some changes and all I did. I think you can go through that, what all changes that I did. Okay, I myself don't remember what changes I did. Okay, so I just tried to bring out that deadlock situation and I think I was successful in it. Let me just try and see. I'm running the code different ways. Just I'm running multiple times. Okay, so there is no deadlock, guys. I removed that. Everything is same. I think some log things I made some changes. Okay, can you go through the code, guys? What changes I made? Can you just go through that by yourself? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So now we'll go to the 9th one. Okay. Yeah. What is this program called as?
Producer consumer problem.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So Kirtana, can you please explain this?
Yes, sir.
First of all,
We
let us
have
start
two
from.
classes,
First of all, we'll see from here. How many threads?
2 threads.
First of all, right, guys, did you understand deadlock, guys, before proceeding further? Hello, did you understand deadlock? Yeah,
Yes.
cool. Okay. Right. Tell me, Kirtana, how many threads are there?
2 threads, T1 and T2.
Awesome. Okay, then what is that you want to see?
Yeah, with the T1, we have the target function as producer object dot produce.
Yeah. So now you must tell me who is the producer, who is the consumer. Which thread is the producer, which thread is the consumer?
T1 is the producer, T2 is the consumer.
T2 is the consumer. Okay, right. Then what happens? So producer, we have a producer class which will produce, and we have a consumer class which will consume. Correct now?
Yes, sir.
So producer has the code to produce and consumer has the code to consume. Is that okay?
Yes.
Right? Yeah, okay. And then we are giving the object of producer to the consumer so that it can make use of the object that is being produced. Is that okay? Guys, still you're okay? Kirtana, can you quickly repeat whatever I said now?
So we have 2 threads.
Okay.
T1 is the producer thread and T2 is the consumer thread.
How did you know it is a producer thread, T1?
Because it is targeting the produce function within the producer class.
Okay.
And T2 is the consumer thread.
Okay, because it is calling the consume method of the consumer
function.
Okay, right. Then
we have 2 classes, producer and consumer. Producer, we have 2 objects out of those 2 classes as well.
okay, and we are giving the object of producer to consumer.
Yes, sir.
Why are we giving this? So that we can take the data that has been produced by consumer. Okay, we'll see that, right? So shall we see the producer class?
Yes, sir.
This is your producer class. Tell me what is happening here.
We have a constructor.
Okay, inside the constructor we have an empty list.
And
then we have a flag. Okay, flag variable. Whether production done means false. Initially production won't be done. Okay, so that is why production done will become false. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Initially, when you start the program, there won't be any production done. Producer wouldn't have done any production, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
When you're starting the program. Therefore, I just say production done as false. Okay. Then what happens? I'm just initializing. We'll see what is this I value. I'm trying to produce value from 0 to 99. That's all.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So I have a produce function over here. Produce method. Function. Okay. Then so it will continuously be producing until some until some break happens so that it will come out of this. So continuously it will be producing. Is that okay? That is what is true.
Yes, sir.
Always true. Then what is happening over here? There is a condition. If self.production done is equal to false. If this flag is false, Okay, then only produce.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Guys, are you understanding? If the production is equal to false, it means production is not even done, then I will produce. Okay, so first one is what? Self, tell me what will happen here first time. 0 will get stored into I. Yes, no, 0 will get
Yes, sir.
stored into I, and then self.l is equal to and appending into this list. I'm producing it and putting into this list. Okay. Yes, no.
Okay, sir.
Yes, no, guys.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and then I'll say item has been produced. Okay, item has been produced. Meanwhile, imagine, meanwhile, when I'm saying this item is produced, meanwhile, if thread 2 will run, what will happen? When thread 2 will run, what will happen, guys? Tell me. Assume this thread 2 is running.
Yeah.
Thread 2 is running. Meanwhile, it came in between and thread 2 will start running. So don't you think this will start running, guys? Yes or no? Thread 2?
Yes, sir.
Guys,
Yes.
if you want, I can repeat. Don't hesitate. Ask me. Okay. So thread 2 will run. See, thread 1 and thread 2. Okay. Both are running. Okay. See, this is basically called as race condition. Race condition is nothing but, Kirtana, you know what do you mean by race condition?
No, sir.
Two threads, two or more threads trying to gain entry into a critical section or trying to access a common resource, okay, is basically called as a race condition. Both are racing, okay, to get into that particular access. That is called as a race condition. Is that okay,
Race
guys?
condition.
Race condition. You can note it down somewhere and you can just learn about it. It's an operating system term, a race condition. Okay, so that is a condition which has occurred here, right? Okay, so thread 1, assume thread 1 has done half in between and then thread 2 will start. Okay, thread 2, what will it see now, guys? Tell me. Initially, okay, self dot producer handle dot production done. Okay, go through yourself. Tell me, Kirtana, we'll do it slowly. Tell me. Now assume the thread 2 has got self. Okay, self, then
Dot producer handle
what is
dot
producer
production
handle?
done. It will.
Producer handle is this one, the object of
It's a
producer.
producer object reference.
Producer object reference, right? So then tell me.
It
It
will
is
go and
asking us,
check for the flag which is inside the producer class.
correct. It is checking whether the production has been done or not. If it is true, then I can go and take the data.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. So if it is not done, it will not do anything. It will it will not do anything. It will just go to the other if.
Okay.
You got what I'm saying? Okay. Others,
Yes,
did
sir.
you get what I'm saying, guys? Okay. If both threads are simultaneously running, assume both threads are simultaneously threading. Running. First thread will enter into this. Assume if suppose the second thread enters first instead of first thread, then it will see whether is it equal to true. For now, it is not true, no, because initially it was false only. So it will do something else, some other activity. You're getting what I'm saying, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So there is no guarantee which thread will run. That is the problem. Okay. So here assume that this thread got the time slice first. It became false. I appended it and then said after producing the first data, it will say production done is equal to true. Okay.
True.
So when it says production is equal to true, then might be next time when the thread will get its opportunity, you will see that okay, production is equal to true. Let me now consume it, and then it will print that value that it has got. That is a list value it will get. Okay, and then it will again reset the flag to false so that this fellow can actually produce once again. Okay, guys, you have understood or not? If you are not, tell me. I can explain once again to you guys. Everyone, I want everyone to put that in the chat box. Understood or not? So that I can proceed further. Yeah, once again. Now listen. Don't worry. Listen to me. Okay. No problem. Listen to me, guys. It's quite confusing, but it's very interesting also. Okay. Now listen. Keep answering my question. How many threads are there in my program? How many
Two
threads are there in
threads.
my two threads are there in my program? Okay. Two threads. Is there a definite time slice when two threads will run? No, there is no definite time slice. Okay. Now, any thread can run, yes or no? Any thread can run, yes.
Yes.
Now, what is that first thread has to do? What is the job of the first thread? What is the job of a first thread? Produce. Okay. Now, what is the job of the second thread? It will
Consume.
consume. Very good. It will consume. Correct. No. Now, assume that. Okay. Assume no. Okay. Now, say for example, I am the say for example, I am the consumer. Assume I am the consumer thread, and Kirtana is the no. I am the producer thread, and Kirtana is a consumer thread. Okay. Now, what I will do? I will take one say. Okay, what I will do is I will take some money from someone. Okay, or I will take one, I have some 10 coins. Okay. I'll take that first coin. Okay. And I will give it to Kirtana, but I won't give it directly to Kirtana. Rather than what I'll do is I will put it into her bank account. 1 rupee, I'll put it into her bank account. Okay. And then I will call Kirtana and say, Kirtana, I'm done. I have produced that coin. Can you take it? Guys, okay. So now what Kirtana will do? Okay. Kirtana will be waiting for me to say that, okay, it has been produced. Only then she can take. No. Guys, yes or no? Okay. So what she will do, she will then consume it. Okay. Once she has consumed it, she has to tell me again, Subhash, see, I have consumed it. You can produce the next coin immediately. So what I will do, I will now, oh, is it? Okay, Kirtana, I will do that. Then I'll take the next coin and I'll deposit into her bank account. Then I will tell Kirtana again, Kirtana, see, I've done it. Guys, did you understand this? Okay. So, but this here in my program, that beautiful synchronization is not there. Okay. I am only making use of this flag to say whether I've consumed it or not. It means, okay, this producer, okay, if it has to produce, he has to make sure that this variable will become false. You're getting it, guys, getting what I'm saying? Initially, when this thread will run, right? Initially, here it is false. Means production is not done. It is false. Okay. So first time it is false. If it is equal to false, I will produce it and then set it to true. Guys, getting what I'm saying? Producer will produce only if the production done is false, and then he will change it to production done to true. Whereas consumer will only consume it only once the production done is true. If it is production is done, then I will consume and then I will say production done is false, so that he can produce it once again. Guys, are you understanding this program?
Yes, sir.
Guys, you can ask me again, I can explain you once again, but I want you to understand how these threads are working. That is why yesterday I told you about time slice and all that. Guys, is that okay? Reshma, you
Yes,
asked me to repeat and someone asked me to repeat. So did you understand this now? Reshma, don't lie. If you did not understand, explain once again. Don't mind. Please ask me. Did you understand? Guys, okay, not okay? Shall we proceed? Shall we proceed?
yes.
Okay. Now, Kirtana, tell me, where is it getting produced? I mean, after producing, where is it putting it?
Into the list.
Into the list. And what
L.
is the consumer printing?
The same list.
Yeah, it is printing the list. Shall we run this?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. What happened? Invalid syntax. Did I remove anything?
Elif I is missing. Is that?
I think somewhere I did something while explaining.
In consumer class elf.production underscore done.
Where is it?
Sir, after self.producer, it got copied up,
Where?
sir. Before that def consume. Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Before that def consume. I didn't. Where I
No,
didn't
that
get it.
false line, it got copied from somewhere else.
Oh, here, this line.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Oh, did you see how it is done? Is it done? Was there any synchronization, guys? Tell me. Hello? Kirtan, was there any synchronized? Is there any
I can't
synchronization
get
over
it,
here?
sir.
What you can't get?
I'm not understanding the output.
Okay, that is what it's so jumbled, right? See how, what is it? It had to be, okay, I'll show you the next program, then you'll understand how the output should have been. Okay, so what is this number?
9.
Did you see how beautiful it is synchronization?
Yes, sir.
Did you see the synchronization in this program, guys?
Yeah.
Item consumed, item produced, item consumed, item produced, item consumed, item produced, item consumed. Did you see this?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so this kind of synchronization is there in the previous program?
No.
It is acting in its own way. Item producer, then whenever it wants, it is consuming, whenever it wants, it is producing. Did you see the problem?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? Now you understood what
Yes,
is the
sir.
problem?
Yes, sir.
Guys, until everyone says I cannot proceed further. It is because there is a race condition, and which thread runs first, we don't know. Okay, so might be multiple times it is producing and later it is consuming. Okay, and multiple times it is consuming and then later it is producing. You're getting what I'm saying? So a lot of disturbance are there. Okay, so what changes did I make so that I can get it into this format? I did multiple changes. Okay, so you can see that. First one, what did I do? I put a sleep here. Okay.
Sleep.
Okay. But still, I don't think this is really a good method. The first one is a bad method, but better than the bad method. But yet, this is a bad method. Okay, guys. I don't say this method is good. It is anyways working. Just because it is working, I don't think it is really a good method. Because okay, guys, ask me what makes a good method. What makes a good method? Kirtan, ask no.
What makes a good method?
Yeah. So what makes a good method is that you must in your code, right? In your real-time code, you must not have such kind of sleeping. You must not make any of your thread to sleep for some time and then get your work done. Okay, no. So that is really bad, is what I feel personally. Though there are many real-time code which has sleep methods and all that. Okay, but I personally feel, in my opinion, that your code must not have such kind of hacks, right? No, making it sleep and then making someone else do the work and then again sleeping. Did you see that I've added sleep here, guys?
Yes,
Yes or
sir.
no? Yeah. So I think this is not really a good method, but still it is working. Just because it is working, I can, that is why it said it is better than the previous one, but still I think it is a bad method. Okay. So what I did in this method is I'm just trying to play around with sleep. It means once thread has completed producing, no, I'm making him to wait. That is, I'm making him to sleep so that the thread can get into that and then he can consume it and then he will go to sleep, so that the thread one will again get up and do the activity and then he will sleep. Guys, are you understanding what I've tried to do here? Guys, hello, did you understand what I'm doing here? I'm
Yes,
playing
sir.
around with sleep. It's basically a hack. It's a bad method still. Okay, no? Yeah. So is that okay, guys? Guys, do you understand this program? What I try to do? From the outside, when you look, the program is working good, but internally it is basically hack. One or the other day, it will definitely break. It will give you a problem, and it is a wrong way. You should not do in industry. Never ever do this. Okay. Yeah. So there is no way that you can bring it, but you will have to try the better ways in coding and all those things. Okay. Yeah. So shall we go to the next one? Shall we go to the next one,
Yes, sir.
guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So good method, but not great method. So what is that I've done? Okay. Okay, guys. So I have you make use of, okay, listen to me. Listen to me carefully now. I have made use of something called as a condition variable. Okay. Condition variable is that, listen to me. It's a condition variable. Condition variable, two things that you have to notify. You have to take care. One is notify. The other one is wait. Where is that wait? Here.
Release is there.
No, I'll tell you. Wait, hold on. Okay.
Okay.
Two important things that you need to take here is that one is the notify method. The other one is the wait method. Guys, put that in the chat box. Which are those two methods which I'm concentrating in this program? One is the notify method. The other one is the wait method. Okay. Right. Now, what is this notify will do? Notify. Now listen. Yeah. Guys, listen to me. I'll explain. Listen to me. Okay. Notify will notify all the waiting threads that some work is done. Now you can take control. Is that okay, guys? Once wait finishes its operation, okay, then others can actually acquire the lock. Guys, do you understand this? Yes, no? Okay. Now, first thread will acquire this lock. Okay. Now listen, the first thread will acquire this particular scenario. He will acquire this. Okay. And then what happens is he is trying to do some activity. Meanwhile, what this fellow will do is basically he will wait. Who will wait? Who will wait, guys? Tell me who is waiting?
Consumer thread.
Consumer is waiting. Okay. So when the consumer is waiting, he will, okay, until what time he will wait? Until what time he'll wait?
And
He
until
will
the
wait.
producer thread releases.
No, listen, okay. He will
Okay.
keep waiting until, okay, someone will give him notify on the same condition variable. Someone has to say, boss, I'm notifying it to you. I've done my job. The moment someone says notify, then he will start working. He will stop the wait. He will release his wait and he will start working. Okay. And then it will say item consumed. Okay. So once he is done, okay, again, he will start acquiring the next lock and then he will do this operation. Then once he is done, then he'll say notify. By then he will actually take, then he will wake up, then he will again acquire and then he'll again say wait. So this keeps happening simultaneously. Guys, okay? Not okay? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Simple. I'll make it very simple for you guys. Listen to me very careful. Okay? It is like this. Okay? there is one thread, that is thread 1, and there is another thread, thread 2. Okay, thread 1 before starting an operation will acquire one lock. Okay, and he will actually, okay, there are thread 1 and thread 2. Okay, thread 1 acquired the lock. Okay, let me give one scenario. Assume in my example now, thread 2 acquired the lock. Which one? Guys, put that in the chat box. Which one? Which one acquired the lock?
Thread 2.
Thread 2 acquired the lock. When thread 2 acquired the lock, okay, so what is that I'm doing there? I'm waiting. Did you see that? I'm waiting it over here. Even if thread 2 got the time slice first, even though thread 2 got the time slice first, it started waiting. Okay, saying that someone has to notify me, only then I can do my job. Did you understand this, guys? Do you understand this, guys? Yes, no? It means I will not run my code until someone notifies me that, okay, that I can go ahead. Wait will block. Now, meanwhile, when it is blocking, what will happen? The thread 1 will take the time slice, will take the CPU's control. Okay, it will acquire one log there. Okay, and then what happens? It will start doing its operation. Is that okay? It will do the operation of appending and all that. Once it is done, what will it do? It will say notify. It means that I've done my job. Anyone waiting on me can actually start working. Okay, so then immediately what happens? Okay, this fellow will go to sleep. Okay, and then this fellow will, who was waiting, has already got a notification from another thread. He will start doing it and he will go to sleep. Okay, meanwhile, once this fellow will get up, what he will do is that he'll again acquire the lock and he'll start doing the job and he will do notify. The same thing will happen simultaneously with both the threads. Is this okay, guys? Is this okay now? Okay, so
Yes,
only
sir.
thing that you have to understand is that this notify and wait method has to be between one acquire and release, else it will not work. Acquire and release. Okay.
Okay.
Hello, is that okay? I
Yes,
mean,
sir.
this is
Yes.
another good method, but really not a great method. I mean, I really, because why is it not a great method? Because see here, I'm again putting a hack. Did you see
Sleep.
that? I have a sleep. I don't like this, I mean, when there are in projects and all, you can find sleep and all that, it is working. But what is that? As a architect, as a design engineer, I really don't like this. This is really a hack. Anytime it is going to break, always it will be a problem. But when you're trying to put this hack, making one thread to sleep, other thread to sleep and all that. But yes, unfortunately, if suppose you don't have any other method to do, or after trying out all methods, yes, you can try it out. But once you develop and give it to the testing team, and if testing team does all kinds of testing and they still could not come up with any kind of bug, then it means, okay, it is okay to put there. Okay, else developers will have a tough time from testers. They will really give bugs related to this. Guys, is that okay? Shall we go to the next method?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So here, can't we just use acquire and release and do the same thing
I tried. It
as
was
we did
not.
for lock?
No, it did not work. It did not work. See, we are not acquiring the same resource and all. No, here resources we can acquire and release and all that. The same resource. It's two different functions. No,
Okay.
you're getting it. That was the same object.
Okay. Okay.
That
Sir.
was the same
Yeah.
object and one object, but these are two different functions here.
Okay. Got it. Got it.
Got it? That's
Yeah.
the thing. We'll run this and see that. But still, I was able to do it anyways. But still, I don't think this should be done like this. Okay. Shall we proceed to the next one, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. We'll finish off this and then. Okay. What was the number? 10, is it?
Yes.
Hey, it was
Yeah.
already done, I guess. No.
We are done with 11.
What is that? We're done with 11. This is
We
10.
are done with 11.
I think we have done this,
Yeah.
no? We've done
Yes,
this.
sir. We are done with 11 also. Only
12
12 is pending.
12 is there? 12 is there. Okay. 12 is there. No, 11 we did. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. 12 is pending. Okay. So fine. So one more method is, I made use of the inbuilt Q, what is that? Q
Class.
data structure. Q class. Q class has two methods. One is put and the other one is get. Okay, and Q here, where is the get method here? I cannot find it. Here, there's a get method. Okay, so Q dot put means I'll put it into a queue, and then Q dot get means I'll get from the queue, and the Python says that the Q class, that is your Q data structure of Python, is thread safe. Okay, so that it cannot corrupt on all those. So that is the reason I made use of Q, and it is still I had to make use of sleep, at least one sleep, else it was not working properly simultaneously. Guys, is that okay? Okay,
Yes, sir.
simple guys. I have just made use of a Q data structure, and this Q data structure basically has a method called as put and then a get. So it is basically like this. Let me 1 minute. Let me show it to you. Okay, so two processes there, two threads are there. Okay, you will have a queue basically like this. Like this, you will have a queue. Okay, so this queue keeps putting here. Okay, so and when it keeps putting it, what happens? It goes in a queue. So this fellow will take it from a queue. He'll put it over here. He'll take it from here. He'll put it over here, and Python says this queue is thread safe. That is, its data cannot be corrupted or anything. So I just made use of that queue data structure and tried to implement this producer consumer. Okay. Shall we run this code, guys? But still I had to put the sleep. Let me try it on your machine if it is working or not. We'll see. Okay. Produce item consumed one. Because it is not a list now, okay? That is why the output is different. But it is synchronized. Very nicely it has been synchronized. Okay. Okay. Guys, is that okay? Did you understand, guys?
Yes, sir.
Hello, everyone. Understand?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, cool. So I think our threads are over. Okay, so there are two more chapters pending. One is dates and times, a very simple chapter. Okay, so we will do it on Monday, and then we have graphical user interface. So that also we'll do it on Tuesday like that. Okay, so guys, I think we have to start off our revision from first. Yes or no, guys? Tell me. Hello, yes or no? What is your opinion? You want or you don't want?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Want.
Yeah, you want. Okay, see, you have learned things now. You have learned really advanced concepts and all that, but what we need is we need a revision. We are human beings, no? We have to start again everything from first. Okay, so how to start, when to start? Okay, so we will I will tell you everything in the group. Okay, Charan or me will post everything in the group. It is already very nicely planned. Okay, the revision would be for almost 12 days or maximum for 14 days. Okay, so from first till the last, everything would be you will be able to, you will be revising using the topics, that is, I mean, using the material that has been given to you. Okay, and each day what has to be read, what should not, I mean, what has to be what assignment has to be submitted, how much has to be read, and what assignments has to be done, everything would be given. So this is your final opportunity to again recall everything that you have learned and make sure that you feel, yes, now I'm really good in Python programming. Okay, so after this, so I don't know, I'll be able to help you out in doing revision. I can clarify your doubts and all in the group, but still revision is revision. What do you think, guys? Yes or no? So don't waste this, and please make use of this revision. Whatever may be the problem that you have, whatever may be the you might have a lot of other pending works or anything, or you have a lot of other works, but I would really suggest you to stop all your work for next 12 to 14 days. Okay, and completely revise everything what we are saying, and trust me, guys, you'll really have fun. You will feel that confidence in you. You'll have that confidence. Yes, I know. It's again, you would have definitely, don't you think, guys, you would have forgot a lot of things from the previous classes? Yes or no? You have forgotten or not?
Yes,
Yes
sir.
or no? You would have definitely forgotten, because we are all human beings, correct? So what we have to do, again, we have to revise from first. Okay, so I am there with you. I will not leave you until you learn completely. But only thing is, the next 12 days you have to listen to whatever I say, and then give your assignments. And whoever submits the assignments and just updates that they have revised, only those people would actually be allowed to sit for the test. And whoever clears the test will actually get your certificates. Is that okay? Guys, is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys. So meet you on Monday then. Until then, take care. Bye bye. See you. Bye, guys. Good night.